it'll be in a live plan. So once we establish it, what I envision will be no different than what I'm doing with the Florida Transportation Plan and the SIS plan. So it's a long-range plan, but every 5 years, once it's established, we'll sit down, we'll look at it, we'll update it, we'll tweak it and keep it current, constantly rolling forward. So we'll borrow FDOT's model of saying, you know, have a long-range plan, but then assess, adjust, you know, bring it fresh every 5 years. We've never done that, so that's totally new for us. We looked at various items, FDOT, I'm serving on that FTP, SIS, so looking at their process. They'll help us as well. So we'll help you. We'll come down and help you do the master planning. We got all these people that do it really well, and so why not take help? Well, we started with cruise because cruise ships are the biggest and where to put them, so that was the essential one. Cargo is not necessarily the biggest, but obviously containers are one area. Eventually we'll need a second container terminal somewhere. We've been talking about the EUL. We could buy more land on the south. We could fill the river. Nobody likes that option. It's not popular. So we're hoping the Air Force will come to the table eventually with some kind of deal. We can find willing sellers on the south end. We don't need to use eminent domain, another unpopular method of getting land. Buy land inland, so just move product faster and you don't need as much land in the port. So what we want to do is say, where's the cove going to be and what are its lines? That supports cruise. Recreation, how much of it do we need to be a destination, especially for the port of call, and what kind of things will that be? Define where cruise is, and that lets us then start to look at, okay, here's the places left to do cargo. Is it enough? And how do we want to balance that business, and where should it go? Or can some of these berths be dual? You know, we talk about get rid of where ASI is on the south end. Maybe not so simple, because maybe one less cruise berth on the south end, but then using those berths for cargo, like cars, very clean, can go in a garage. Corn could go into a big concrete silo. Silo could be painted up to look like it's SpaceX. You know, you can blend some things, because cruise is primarily a weekend business, so Saturday and Sunday. Cargo is a during the week business. How could you work in enough to utilize the land on the south end to its highest and best use? So, Lewis is doing a cruise study. It's like, yeah, get that dirty cargo out of here. Do it all in cruise. Cargo guys are going to say, get those cruise ships out of here. Do it all in cargo. So the next step will be find that balance. You know, and don't build anything in the way of the next thing. You know, what are the potential businesses? That's why we're investigating agriculture. You know, a chicken could be fed from Brazilian corn, which is more tendency to be organic, and be fed free range, which is in higher and higher demand all the time if we import Brazilian corn versus our US GMO corn. And that chicken will be 8 ounces or 8 pounds instead of 7 pounds if he eats higher protein Brazilian corn. If I'm in the chicken feed business. So you start learning things like that, not because I study chickens, but because we're looking at whether the products can come in, and you start having business models. If there's a drought in the Midwest and corn dies in that drought one of these several years, how does our country get corn, soybeans, grains, quinoa? You know, 10 years ago I didn't know what quinoa is. Now, you know, sorghum, quinoa, all these things. More people in an organic movement. You know, CEO at Target standing up, I'm going to get more goods. Well, yeah, guess what? 97% of U.S. corn products are GMO and not organic. So where are we going to get all this stuff from? It's going to be imported, which means ports need to have import facilities to bring that in. So the next steps will be, okay, we saw cruise, we saw recreation, we saw retail. We know what we're doing over on the inland interports distribution facilities. We know what we want to try to accomplish in cargo. What's it going to take? You know, and then how do you balance this? And then you probably say, this is definitely cruise, this is definitely cargo, and then let the business models, you know, maybe there's 2 or 3 sites in the middle that are fight it out, highest and best use. You know, if this business grows faster, it gets it. If cruise grows even faster, it gets it. I mean, no sense having an auto facility and no auto customers. No sense having a grain facility with no grain customers. So you say where these things may want to be, And then if we can get the EUL end of the Air Force, that's a classic win-win. They get cash that they need, we get space that we need.
We're just about to be underway with the master planning process for the port. Currently, we have advertisements out for a competitive selection to select a prime consultant who will be responsible for the production and technical analysis of the plan. I will assist the port as an advisor in facilitating that process across the next 18 months or so. The plan itself takes what we've done at the Cove and what others have done for the cruise master plan itself and starts to integrate all these various diverse business lines of the port to make sure that we're planning for the ultimate highest and best use of the property and also giving a framework for decision making going forward, whether it be cargo, cruise, or commercial activity, and especially for the community and the interface between the community and the port itself.